What is your favorite Storybook add-on, official or community made?
My favorite is the Docs add-on. It's kind of what got Storybook on the map, really, and that was kind of my baby. And so even though we're not like, focused on that right now, it still has a special place in my heart.
True or false, you can write good tests without having written the code.
True, but probably with a big caveat on it to some degree. Like I think there's lots of different kinds of tests, but you can write any test that tests something real is a good test in my book. So then you can do that automatically for sure.
One thing developers do wrong when testing components.
I would say the biggest one there is kind of testing the implementation. So there's this whole like generation of like a jest test that uses testing library or enzyme or whatever came. You render the component and you assert that this text is in the document and you assert that the thing has this particular class. And it's just like this kind of huge test that tries to test what's showing up on the screen. But in the end, it's just like a bunch of code to maintain. And I would say a visual test that just takes a picture of the thing and compares a snapshot does a lot more than what you could do in the test and does it with zero code. So there's another example of something that like you have to, I mean, I guess you have to write code for the story, but for the test, the visual test, people think about visual tests. And I think there's a misconception that it's all about like CSS and does it look right? But if you have visual tests running across an entire like code base, it actually surfaces like, oh, this rendering error or oh, this functional thing shows up as a visual change. And so, yeah, I would say that that kind of testing too much implementation in your test is that bad practice.
What's the most underrated feature in Storybook 9?
I'm a big part of the marketing team as a maintainer. You wear a lot of different hats, and so yeah, I would say something that we didn't actually talk about at all in the post in the Storybook 9 release post is Nuxt support. I mentioned earlier we support Vue, and our Vue support has been kind of hit and miss for a long time now. And Nuxt is kind of like the meta framework for Vue, kind of like Next is to React. And we never supported Nuxt for a long time, and we wanted to. Like it's widely used and it's a great tool, but we just didn't have the bandwidth. Somebody from the community came in and built a Nuxt integration. And that's part of Storybook 9. I didn't include it in the post because it's I don't know like whether it was upgraded to 9 in time or so on. But like for me, that's like always bringing more folks into the tool is exciting.